Imagine a samurai who fought 100 battles. Fearless, disciplined, unbreakable. A total legend, an absolute unit of a warrior. Now picture that same samurai waking up one morning and telling his general that the general is secretly a demon. Awkward. What actually happened to people like him? In a society where honor was everything and weakness could literally get you killed, what did feudal Japan do with the mentally ill? Buckle up, because the answer is wild. Quick context. Feudal Japan ran on a strict social ladder. At the top, samurai, bound by Bushido, the warrior code. Honor, loyalty, self-discipline, looking cool at all times, very important. For the samurai class, losing control of your mind wasn't just sad, it was a PR disaster for your entire family. So what did they actually call mental illness back then? Well, they didn't have the DSM, or therapists, or the concept of therapy. What they did have was a very solid explanation for everything weird: ghosts. Specifically mono no kei, malevolent spirits that possessed a person's soul. Hearing voices? Ghost. Unpredictable rage? Ghost. Staring blankly into space for 3 hours? Definitely ghost. Was this scientifically accurate? No. Was it a coherent framework that shaped real decisions about real people? Absolutely yes. Here's something nobody tells you. The first mental health institutions in Japan were Buddhist temples. Monks took in people who couldn't function in society. They fed them, kept them calm, lit incense, did a lot of chanting. At Iwakura Temple near Kyoto, families would literally drop off their disturbed relatives and go home. The monks handled it. No judgment, no questions, just, here is rice, here is a quiet garden, please stop screaming. It wasn't psychiatry. But honestly, a quiet garden and someone who doesn't panic around you is better than some modern waiting rooms. Now here's the real problem. What about samurai themselves? A mentally unstable samurai wasn't just a sad situation. It was a dangerous one. This is a trained killer we're talking about, with a sword, who now thinks his boss is a demon. So what did they do? They removed him from duty, very quietly, very politely. In a society obsessed with saving face, no one said Kenji has lost his mind. They said Kenji is resting, he's very tired. He fought so many battles. Please don't ask follow-up questions. Everyone nodded. Everyone knew. Nobody said anything. Classic feudal Japan. The standard solution for mentally ill family members, including samurai, was oshikome. Confinement at home. Lock them in the back room. Feed them. Keep them away from the public. Tell the neighbors nothing. This was equal parts compassion and reputation management. Mental illness brought shame to the whole family. If your samurai uncle was seen raving in the marketplace, that was embarrassing for everyone, including your career prospects. So, back room, rice 3 times a day, and a family-wide agreement to never discuss it. Some people spent decades like this, and you thought your family was weird at Christmas. Now, when things got violent, and sometimes they absolutely did, the response changed fast. Ropes, locked rooms, wooden cages. Not officially punishment, they said, just containment. There's a difference, probably. For a samurai who attacked someone while mentally unwell, it got complicated fast. Japanese law didn't really have an insanity defense. You hurt someone, that happened. Your family was responsible. Your honor was gone. Sometimes you were exiled. Sometimes worse. One general rule of feudal Japan: being mentally ill and a trained swordsman was a very, very bad combination for everyone in the room. Of course, Japan also had actual medicine. Sort of. Traditional Kanpo medicine said mental illness was caused by imbalances in your body's energy. Your chi was off. Your liver was having a bad time. Very specific. The cure? Herbal remedies, acupuncture, and for serious cases, an exorcism performed by a Yamabushi mountain monk who would beat a drum over you until the ghost got annoyed and left. Did any of this work? The herbs, maybe occasionally. The acupuncture, probably relaxing at least. The drum exorcism. Look, if someone is banging a drum over you for an hour, something is going to change. Here's the part that'll really get you. Not everyone who acted strangely was locked up. Some were celebrated. Wandering monks who laughed at nothing and spoke in riddles? Wise men. Shrine maidens who went into trances and heard spirit voices? Sacred. Artists who painted in manic frenzies surrounded by empty sake bottles, geniuses. The exact same behavior, hearing things, acting erratically, ignoring social norms, could make you either a prophet or a prisoner. The difference? Your job title. Being a samurai and hearing voices, very bad. Being a shrine maiden and hearing voices, career advancement. Make it make sense. It wasn't until the Meiji era, the late 1800s, that Japan built actual psychiatric hospitals in the Western style. Before that, temples, backrooms, exorcisms, and a lot of hoping for the best. And honestly, that's not so different from how most pre-modern societies handled it. Europe was doing witch trials. America barely had running water. Nobody had it fully figured out. The samurai approach to mental illness was complicated. It was compassionate and brutal, spiritual and practical, hidden and sometimes honored, all at once, just like the people going through it. So the next time you picture a samurai as an unfeeling warrior of pure discipline, remember, they lived in a world full of fear, grief, violence, and uncertainty. And some of them, just like people today, couldn't hold it all together. What they did with that reality tells us something profound about who they actually were. Which raises a question worth thinking about. 1,000 years from now, what will people think about how we treat mental illness today? If that's the kind of question you want to keep asking, hit subscribe. Every week we pull back the curtain on what samurai life was actually like, not the movie version, the real one. See you in the next one.